I had to do it. The barbers are closed. The XM4s are classed as the king of noise cancellation headphones here in 2021. Do I think so? The short answer is yes, but they're not for everyone, so stick around because I'll be getting into the good and the not so good, and I'll be giving you guys an idea of whether they're the right choice for you. What's up guys, Side Hustle Tech here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the WH-1000XM4s from Sony. Within the case, you get the headphones themselves, you get an analog cable which only supports listening, so gamers, you're out. You get a tiny USB-C to USB-A cable, and you also get an aeroplane adapter, which you're probably not going to need in 2021, so you can dash that right in the bin. The XM4s are built really well. They're lightweight, they're premium, and they're kind of sturdy. We'll get into that later. They sport an over-the-ear design, and they come in a matte finish, and you can get them in either black or a silver, but I think it's more of a beige. The cups and frame on these are smaller than that on my gaming headset, and I didn't expect these to go over my ears, but they did, surprisingly, and I have quite large ears. The padding inside the ear cups and on top of the headband is plush and comfortable, and when you pair this with the light clamping force, they're really comfortable for you to use for hours on end. On the headset, you only get 2 buttons, and you also get the input aux for the analog cable that is provided with it. A nifty little addition is the proximity sensor within the left ear cup, which detects when you take the headset off and it pauses your music. It also turns off your headset when it's been off your head for around 15 minutes. It's a feature that's really useful, and I'm starting to take it for granted. So you get an app with these headphones which allows you to adjust the levels, and it also allows you to check which devices are paired to these headphones because they do support multi-device pairing. So these headphones are mainly controlled with touch controls on the right ear cup. You can use this to play and pause your music, to manipulate the volume, and to pick up calls and do other things like that. I'm not going to list them all because they are listed in the app, but what I can tell you is that I'm a massive fan of these controls. It saves cluttering up the headphones with a million different buttons. I have seen posts where people have been experiencing issues with these touch controls in cold weather, but I've never experienced these at all. There is a few cool features I will mention, however. One of the features I really like is when you cup over the right ear cup, it lowers the volume of your music, amplifies ambient sound and turns off noise cancelling. This allows you to quickly have a conversation whilst you're listening to your music without having to take your headphones off. It's a really cool feature and I use it all the time. Another feature I will mention is the speak to chat feature. This essentially pauses your music, amplifies surrounding noise and turns off noise cancelling when you talk. It can get quite annoying if you think out loud, but it's one of those features that wants you to be able to have a conversation without having to take your headphones off, just like the previous one I mentioned. This isn't as good of a feature because it pauses your music instead of turning it down, which can get quite annoying having to replay your music or wait for it to automatically replay. If you're considering this headphone for sport, you're either stupid or you're stupid rich. It's a $350 headphone, so I don't recommend it for sport. But if you are going to use it for sport, beware, it is a light clamping force, so it will stay on your head for a light jog, but nothing more. The XM4s provide crisp, clean vocals with heavy bass that packs a punch. The vocals can be drowned out a little bit sometimes by the overwhelming bass, depending on what genre you're listening to, but that's just me nitpicking. Although the XM4s have accurate sound imaging with crisp bass and transparent treble, the soundstage is not good at all, which is another L for gamers. It's tinny and it's very tight, so I don't recommend this for any type of gaming. They're not classed as the noise cancelling king for no reason. The XM4s have outstanding noise cancellation technology which blocks out the rumble of a car or the rumble of a plane or the hustle and bustle of a noisy environment with no problems at all. What it doesn't do very well though is tackle those highs, and those highs cut right through the active noise cancelling. It does have quite decent passive noise cancelling however, so they'll never be too loud, but be aware that they will go through the active noise cancelling. The microphone quality on this is poor. It makes my voice sound thin and muffled, and the start and the end of my words tend to get cropped off too. So Sony claims that the battery life is around 30 hours. I've got around 37 or so out of them, and I only use them 3 to 4 hours a day. So I can go literally a week or two without charging them. the battery life on this thing is top notch. The device supports USB Type-C quick charging, so you can get about 3 hours of juice out of a 5-minute charge. They also take around 3 hours to charge fully, and I use the Apple brick, the one from the M1 MacBook Pro which I reviewed. I'll leave a link up there, shameless plug. But I use that brick to charge them, and I can charge them fully in around 20 minutes. So compared to the XM3s, the XM4s are pretty much identical. However, the XM4s do sport slightly thicker padding, about 10% Sony claims, so it will be slightly more comfortable. I don't think it would be too noticeable though. The XM3s and the XM4s both use touch controls. However, the XM4s do have a few extra features over the XM3s. These include the cupping feature I mentioned earlier, multi-device pairing, and also the proximity sensor in the left ear cup. Maybe a few others too, so keep that in mind. So for the XM4s, you're getting a pretty much identical body to the XM3s with a few extra features, and this will cost you around $70 to $100 more. The XM3s range anywhere from about $200 to $250, and the XM4s can range from $270 to $350. I see them on a regular basis for somewhere around $310. So initially, when I got the XM4s, I was experiencing some multi-device pairing connectivity issues, and trying to recalibrate and reset this took a very long time. It took a few hours actually. It was a tough process where I had to run through the manuals on the website, but I got through it eventually. So if you're going to be using multi-device pairing on the XM4s, keep that in mind. It's not easy initially. They may have done some software updates to make it easier, but I'm not too sure. I've also experienced some latency delays when playing YouTube videos on my laptop. This happens occasionally, so I have to disconnect and reconnect the headset for it to recalibrate and realign the audio to the video. This headset doesn't feel as sturdy and as premium as my HyperX Cloud Alpha S gaming headset. This may be because it's entirely built out of plastic. I'm not too sure, but keep that in mind, guys. Finally, the ambient sound mode is not that great. It's tinny and it's muffled, and you can tell that you've got headphones on, compared to the Apple ambient sound mode, which is really natural and it sounds like you've not even got a headset on. Sometimes you forget that you've even got it on. I recommend this headset to anyone who needs noise cancellation headphones, and multi-device pairing is a really important feature. And if you've got the money and you just feel like a premium headset, this is the one to go for. The people I don't recommend this to is students, those who are on a bit of a stricter budget, and gamers. For students, I recommend dropping it down and going for the XM3s because they're pretty much identical. And for gamers, go for something wired and made for gaming, so you won't get that latency delay that you get with these Bluetooth headphones. So that's all for the Sony WH-1000XM4 reviews. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, and if you want to see more content like this in the future, do subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what I can improve, on what I can review next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.